DBSCG things.
What's up, Yuhp gang? It's your boy Taxon, and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG Things, and today we're going over another very exciting deck profile, guys. This is going to be the deck that took 3rd place at our last locals. This is Aegis Gogeta. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to say if you guys want any custom mats and or sleeves, absolutely check out Promats, guys. This is the best place to go get your custom card needs, and if you guys do decide to get a mat from them, make sure you use the promo code Yuhp to save on your entire order. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this list or my content in general, remember to hit all those buttons for me, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, let's turn it around and check the list out. Alrighty, you guys, here we are with the list taking 3rd place this week with his Gogeta Aegis deck. Go ahead and talk about your deck today and, of course, your matchups if you remember them. This, of course, is a rerun.
Yep. Alright, so, Son Goku, front side, permanent, negate the energy exhaust skill of blue, yellow, multicolored Saiyan cards in all areas. Activate main once per turn, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 blue or yellow Saiyan card from one of them to your hand, shuffle your deck. Awaken when you're offset 5 or less, draw 2 cards, you can't add cards to your energy using skills for the game. Backside becomes a Goku and Vegeta. Same permanent to gain energy exhaust skills. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Activate main once per turn, pay 1 blue, draw 1 card, then shoot up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less and return it to its owner's hands. Amazing search ability on this side and take life. Very easy to get down to that 5 life awakening condition. You can't ramp, so it locks you out of doing like Vegito stuff or using the Xenos Unison, but the deck doesn't need it. Backside, draw an attack, and you can continue to take life. Pay 1 blue, even just to pay a blue to draw a card is amazing, and to be able to bounce 4 lesses. With how prevalent Z battle cards are right now, that is an amazing skill, because then they just get removed from games. So, obviously, Z leader, we're going to Z deck first this time. Aegis Gogeta, Light Shining Through Hell. Z Awaken for blue when your life is at 3 or less. Blue card with both Son Goku and Vegeta. Auto once per turn when your blue-yellow multicolor Gogeta card is played by Union skill. Draw 1 card, shoot up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So it's removal when you play a Gogeta using Union, a multicolor Gogeta using Union specifically. On attack, draw a card, activate battle once per turn. If it's your turn, you have a Gogeta or Beku card, both with the Aegis skill, in play. You send 1 blue card and 1 yellow card from your drop area to your warp. Untap 2 energy, and you can only play yellow battle cards for the turn. 20k Z leader, amazing on defense. Being able to get that untap 2 during your, basically Aegis during your turn is amazing. It is, and only being able to play yellow cards does not hinder this deck in the slightest. So to go with it, I actually run 2 copies of Soul Punisher the Cleansing Light. You only need 1 realistically, but I know people here who like to play set 1 Broly. You don't want to have to get rid of your Soul Punisher, or if you get rid of it, you want to be able to replay it because this is a very vital card to the deck. So for 1 blue and 1 Z, permanent if your leader card is a blue leader with both Son Goku and Vegeta, or a blue Gogeta Z leader, you can activate Aegis skills, any Aegis skill, not just Gogeta Veku, any Aegis, by sending 1 yellow card and 1 blue card from your drop area to your warp instead of discarding a card from your hand. So, warp cards from your drop area to activate Aegis instead of discarding, so you don't lose cards in your hand. This deck benefits off of warping. It's wonderful. And then activate battle, limit 1, pay a blue and a yellow. If you have 5 or more energy, your blue Gogeta Z leader is attacking, and you remove this card from the game. Your attacking leader gets plus 30,000 power, triple strike for the battle.
That's fast. Yeah, but I think he
50k triple strike. That on its own is a game finisher. That's it. That skill's just it's how I end games with this deck usually. So, rounding out the Z deck, I've got 2 Hate Pursuing Improvement. This is an older Anniversary Box card. Deflect Blocker, auto to 3 more energy. When this card attacks or activate Blocker, use up to 1 blue-yellow multicolor Universe 6 card from your drop area in a combo with the skill's gate for the turn. At the end of the turn, switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode, and then another auto at the end of your turn, switch this card to active mode. So he's an attacker that restands for 2 and 1, a blue-yellow in anyone's Z energy. Restanding blocker, restands an energy, activates your rival, is an amazing card. For the most part, it's in there to force my opponent to choose it for skills as opposed to my Gogetas and Vekus. Or if they choose my Gogetas and Vekus, I still get this as a free, potentially 25k blocker. I run one Beerusari Annihilator. This was an older card, relatively speaking. For 2 blue and 2 Z barrier, auto wins card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost greater than their current energy, place the bottom of its owner's deck, and he gains +5 for the turn. Activate main once per turn for 2 blue. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, switch this card to active mode, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, place it at the bottom of its owner's deck, and this card gains double strike for the turn. He's only a 10, or not double strike, dual attack. He's only a 10k, but with up to 3 attacks per turn, bottom decking up to 4 cards, he has amazing removal, and that last attack puts him at 25k. Nothing to scoff at for only 2 energy. Finally, SSB Vegito, Godly Spirit. Triple Strike Blocker, Barrier, Deflect. Auto at the end of your turn, untap him. Show up to one of your opponent's battle cards, bottom deck it. Your opponent chooses 1 card in hand and bottom decks it. 30k. Another game ender. Honestly, usually with this deck, I end up doing Gogeta stuff and using this to finish games, but it's just a good card to have in your Z deck for blue. Obviously, there are a lot of Z cards that I could run for blue. There's a lot of good Z cards, but that's what I ended up going with and what I prefer for the deck overall. So we're just going to go right into extra cards. I run 3 Senzu Beans, activate battle, your opponent's turn, give a card +5, restand 2 energy for 1 energy, so you gain energy, gain 5k. It's amazing. And it's set 1, so it's pretty comp. So it's, you know, Dimension Magic, Sparking Negate from set 5. Your card's blue, negate the attack, restand 2 energy, and then Sparking, you can take Sparking 5, take life, step gains energy cost. Another amazing card for blue. More energy restanding, that's very important for this deck for defensive purposes and for card skills. So into the engine of the deck, which most people who know this deck know what it's going to be for the most part, but one thing a lot of people are surprised by, same Bloodline Son Goku, this is a set 7 card. On play, look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, add to 1 blue or yellow sand from into your hand, then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's up to 3. You bottom deck any card you don't add to hand, but searches for any blue or yellow sand. It's a great turn 1 play for the deck, especially if you're going against something that's a little slower, so you don't want to do any other stuff during your opponent's turn with that 1 energy. Now, this is playing Gogeta stuff. These cards are very similar, so I'm going to go over them at the same time. SS2 Son Goku Counter-Strike and SS Vegeta Counter-Strike. They both have a permanent. If your leader card is a blue leader with both Son Goku and Vegeta, or a blue Gogeta Z leader, they gain 15,000 power. Permanent, if they are removed from your battle area, they're sent to your warp instead. Auto limit 1 for 1 yellow and Goku, 1 blue and Vegeta. When this card is sent from your drop area to your warp by your Gogeta Z leader skill, or by Soul Punisher the Cleansing Blade, they have different effects here. So Vegeta, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, damage cost of 4 or less, place at the bottom of his owner's deck, then plays from your warp. Goku, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode, then plays itself at the end of the turn. I usually don't end up using Goku's skill, and honestly Vegeta can't be played during your turn because the only way to warp it by a skill, by one of the appropriate skills, is with the leader skill, which prevents you from playing blue cards. That is the only blue card this deck really prevents me from playing. But hello? Hello, you do not belong there yet. I was like, why do I have 5 copies of this card? So I usually don't use this skill for playing it. I usually use it for extra control during my opponent's turn. Vegeta doesn't end up playing for the attacks, but he is great. They're for control usually during your opponent's turn, more so than they are for stuff during your turn. Next, I have 3 of the Son Goku combination attack in Hells, and 3 Vegeta combination attack in Hells. They both have an activate main limit 1, Vegeta costs a blue, Goku costs a yellow. If your leader card is a blue Son Goku card, draw 1 card, play a card from your hand. They both have similar autos to the other ones. When it's sent from your drop to your warp by Soul Punisher or Gogeta's card skill, they search each other. So Vegeta searches for a yellow Goku with an energy cost of 3 and 5,000 power from your deck. Goku searches for a blue Vegeta with energy cost 3 and 5,000 power. They're searchers. You pitch them for Union Fusion, you warp them off skills to that they make the deck stupid consistent.
I didn't even realize that till just now. They can grab these ones too.
Yes, you can use them to grab themselves or to grab these for later control.
That's sweet.
They're amazing.
It makes it so you have like a lot more targets so you don't run out as quick.
Now, of course, we need to activate Aegis. I run 4 the inset Veku comeback from defeat. Energy exhaust deflect Aegis blue yellow once per turn. Union Fusion for 1. If you have 2 or more energy, yellow Son Goku card with 5,000 power and blue Vegeta card with 5,000 power. On play, he gains barrier until the end of your opponent's turn. And in auto, you send him from your battle area to your warp. When you use his Aegis skill, you choose one. Let's see. How exactly is this work? You choose up to 1 each of blue or yellow Son Goku and Vegeta cards with 5,000 power from your warp. Add 1 card to your hand and place 1 at the bottom of your deck. So what I usually use it for is I'll fuse him using the counter strikes. His skill, I choose the 2 counter strikes. 1 goes to my hand, the other goes to the bottom of my deck. The Vegeta I added searches the Goku searches for another Vegeta. So it ends up costing me 3 cards in hand to Union Fuse, but if their effects go off, I gain those 3 cards back and I gain the 2 energy back. Because Aegis. Which makes him a very good card, helps the deck be very consistent, and well, it's Aegis. It's what the deck does. Alright, I run 3 copies of Aegis Gogeta sparking to the utmost limit. Energy Exhaust Deflect Double Strike Blocker, Aegis Blue Yellow once per turn. Union Fusion for a blue, a yellow, 2 any if your opponent has 3 or more energy. This got an errata. And you draw 2 cards. Yellow Son Goku card with 5,000 power and blue Vegeta card with 5,000 power. Auto once played, this card can't be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skills until the end of your opponent's turn. That is a floating effect. Even if his skills are negated, he still can't be removed by his skills. The only way to get rid of him when he's played is by until the end of your opponent's turn after he's played is by negging him. He can't be removed any other way or being attacked over, but that's usually not a problem. So once per turn, when your energy is switched to active mode by a skill, switch this card to active mode, then shift to one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons and switch to rest mode. So obviously his own Aegis can restand him. Bean and Dimension Magic can both restand him as well, and during your turn, your Gogeta's leader skill can restand him, which is huge. Then we're just going to go right for it. Of course, I run Aegis Gogeta Fusion Reborn. Ultimate Energy Exhaust Blocker, Union Fusion for a blue or a yellow. Your card is blue or yellow, and you have 3 or more energy, a Son Goku card, and a Vegeta card. Now, Union Fusion does require them to have the same power, so I cannot use this for Union Fusion, unfortunately, but that still gives it a great utility. Aegis Blue Yellow once per turn. Permanent, this card can't be removed from your battle area by opponent's skills, and you can activate its Aegis skill by choosing a card in your opponent's hand and bottom deck, placing it at the bottom of their deck instead of discarding a card. Free Aegis, you need nothing. You can have no cards in your battle area, no cards in your drop, and still use this Aegis skill. It is insane, as long as your opponent has cards in their hand. So it's hand control, it gives you energy, it's a great defensive card. And auto once per turn, when your energy is switched to active mode by a skill. Choose up to one of your opponent's cards, ignoring barriers, switch to rest mode, then switch this card to active mode. This is, honestly, I think, kind of broken. Like this, if I see this, it almost guarantees me a win in a game because it is hand control, it gives me energy back, it is an amazing secret rare for defense and for offense because he also restands when you untap energy off your leader skill.
Absolutely, I agree with that. That's one of those cards that if like you're not playing a color that can deal with that card, like basically if you're not playing yellow or red, you're just gonna have to suffer the wrath.
Yeah. Or attack over it, of course, because he does not have he can be KO, but he's a secret rare, so that's usually pretty hard to do. Now, of course, we're running a bunch of Aegis where we have energy open. I run a rival package. I run 4 Zamasu Sacred Disbelief. Super combo, energy exhaust, you flip your cards blue or yellow when using a combo chip to one of your opponent's battle cards or leader cards. They switch to rest mode. I use this over the Kefla because being able to tap my opponent's cards for additional control is vital to this deck. He's not searchable, but the tapping your opponent's cards makes it worth it, and I have other ways of getting rid of my opponent's cards.
What that means in short term is that he has the collector's edition, so they're prettier. That's why he runs it.
Oh, yeah, that too. These are gorgeous. These are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I really like the color split. Like how it's split diagonally, blue up top,
Yeah.
yellow on the bottom.
So, to help with Arrival, I run 4 copies of the SSG Son Goku and hit Temporary Truce. He's only a 1+5, but that's because he has a permanent. If there's a blue-yellow multicolor card in your energy, his combo cost is reduced by 1, so he's effectively a 0+5 in this deck at all times. Energy Exhaust critical, and he has Aegis blue-yellow once per turn, so if you absolutely have to, you can play him. His Aegis can be activated for free using Soul Punisher's permanent skill. So if it comes to that, that still works, which is nuts, honestly. It's silly, at the very least. Next, I run 2 copies of the SS3 Son Goku Premonitions of a Fierce Battle. Energy Exhaust Deflect Double Strike permanent if your leader card is a blue or yellow Saiyan card. Reduce this card's combo cost by 1. That is only when it's in play, which, as far as we know, is intentional. It never got an errata. Honestly, with what it does, though, that's fine. It's not my favorite thing, but it is what it is. Activate main battle, limit 1 for 2 energy. If leader card is a blue or yellow Saiyan card, you have 3 or more energy, and you have a Z card in your battle area. Draw 1 card, play it from your hand. Auto when this card is played, show it to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. Switch it to rest mode, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, range cost of 5 or less, and place the bottom of its owner's deck. Taps cards to control them, bottom decks cards to remove them, and then you can further combo it off in order to activate Arrival. Or you leave him in play, he's a 25k double striker.
Solid pressure.
Next, I run 4 copies of Vegeta and Kaba Lessons Learned. Energy Exhaust, Dual Attack, Arrival blue-yellow for blue or yellow. Auto when it's played, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with an energy cost of 4 or less and place them bottom of its owner's deck. This card specifically is why I run the Zamasu over the Kefla. Is specifically because of this, because I need my opponent's cards to be in rest mode. Also, the utility of tapping leaders is nice, but I already have rest mode removal. I don't need Kefla usually. Certainly sometimes it would be nice, but overall I prefer this. Finally, finishing off the deck, I run 3 copies of SS2 Kefla Lightning Speed. This is an insane card. Energy Exhaust, Double Strike Blocker, Arrival blue-yellow for 2 blue and a yellow, very expensive. But auto when this card is played, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place the bottom of its owner's deck. Mid-battle removal, ignoring barrier for 3 energy. It's not a secret that needs to be removed from game. It's not like some convoluted thing. It's just Arrival for 3 energy.
Surprisingly good. There's not much to say about it. Card's amazing. It also presents itself as a blocker, so not only is it stopping the attack that you're removing with its effect, but you're also getting a tappage off the super combo, so you're stopping 1 attack off that, 1 attack off the removal there, and then of course you can block as well. So it's a three attacks it can stop. Pretty solid.
Yeah. And then of course, because it wasn't good enough, activate main limit 1 if your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. This card gains dual attack for the turn, so that makes her a 30k double strike dual attack. Then if you discard a copy of her, you choose up, if you discard a copy of her, draw 2 cards, then choose up to one of your opponent's cards and switch to rest mode. That can tap energy as well. So
it reads tap energy.
Huh?
It reads tap energy.
Yeah,
essentially.
Usually, like these 2 cards, the fact that they both can tap energy is insane, and is one of the things that makes this deck such a threat, because your opponent thinks they're safe, and then you Union Fuse into him, you swing, you use lead skill, you untap your 2 energy, and now their energy's gone for whatever they're planning to do. Or use her activate main to just tap before they even get a chance to react.
And being that's an Aegis deck, man, like, to be honest, with your Z leader skill and this skill, or any of the other Aegis skills live, this card is just extremely easy to get out.
Yeah.
Like, you just untap 2 before you pass turn, you automatically have 2 up, and then at any point of the battle step, you can untap with the Aegis and then use that same battle step to Arrival, which is nice.
Yeah, no, the deck is nuts on defense. It does end up chewing through its hand pretty fast with all of its 8 arrivaling and But you can use the cards from your from your drop to Aegis, so you don't lose cards that way. But yeah, it tends to chew through its hand pretty fast, which is one of the reasons why it adds so many cards is for you to use for fuel. Despite that, though, getting to turn 5 with 6 or 7 cards in your hand is usually what I see, just because of how many cards this deck ends up getting back. You have a very thin deck by that point. You don't have a lot of cards left in your deck, but it's good. I really enjoyed playing this deck. Yeah.
Alright, did you already go over all your Z decks?
I did. I went over my Z deck.
Alright, so with that being said, do you remember any of your matchups? If not, do not stress.
No.
Alright, well, I remember I played Green Amajin Vegeta and you beamed on a 20k Z leader, and that was extremely annoying, so I lost that. So with that being said, that was one of his matches. Do you have any final shots?
To you guys feeling to show this off, showing off our neat text for the deck, and just being able to talk about this kind of stuff. It's nice, and put it out there, and hopefully it inspires some other people to build it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the spicy text that you decided to add into this list, maybe it will absolutely do that. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this list. If you did, remember, smash all those like buttons for us, and we will see you guys next time.